Hello everyone, you're watching Let's Talk About Prepping. I'm Tyler, your host, and here is Prepper's daughter with one final video before she has to head out of town. So this is something that I've thought about doing in a video for a while, but I need an assistant, and while I'm sure my sisters would be willing to do it, I don't always want to bug them for it. But Prepper's daughter here is willing to be my assistant for this particular video. Now we've talked about this before, but we haven't actually done this little training technique, so she doesn't know what we're in for, so you can't expect her to be at an advantage for this. So what we're demonstrating here is the difference between peripheral focus and direct focus. When you're paying direct attention to something, you're actually not going to react to it as fast as you can if you're sort of using an unfocused eye. What I'm told is that this gets your brain to pay more attention to everything that's going on rather than thinking that it's paying attention to just one particular point of focus. So what we're applying this to is whenever you're in a hand-to-hand combat situation, rather than paying direct attention to your opponent, like watching their hands or their feet or their face, or watching their eyes like some people might tell you to do, you're going to pay attention to everything that's going on with an unfocused eye. Now, this is something similar to the 1,000-yard stare that people develop. That's actually a response to being in a dangerous environment where you need to be able to pay attention to everything around you. So instead of focusing directly on your opponent, you're going to sort of pay attention to maybe their shoulder or something right over their shoulder, not directly looking or focusing at any one spot, but allowing your peripheral focus to widen, and your brain speeds up a little to compensate for this. So to demonstrate this, I'm going to have you stand about right there. So you're going to keep your hands loose at your sides. I'm going to put my hand here, and I'm going to tap your forehead. And you're going to try to reach up and tap my palm before I can tap your forehead. Now you're going to focus directly on my hand and try to reach up and tap it before I touch your forehead. So you just about got it, but I touched you before you managed. Again. All right. Now pay attention to just anything. Don't focus on anything, but just sort of look at everything at once.
Oh, that was a complete
You flinched, but you were reacting faster. All
right. Now I'm just anticipating it.
That was much faster. I tried to move much faster that time. All right, so I made sure I wasn't pulling it that last couple times. I was going pretty fast. So that might have been hard to notice just over the camera, but she was definitely reacting much faster the last few times when she was looking over my shoulder. I was definitely paying attention to how long it took for her arm to start moving, and the reaction time was much less when she wasn't focused directly on my hand. So this is something fun that you can do with the people in your family. You don't necessarily need to say that this is directly for hand-to-hand combat, but it's just a fun little exercise that you can do to get people thinking about these kinds of things. A lot of martial arts has to do with just the basic anatomical things that have been noticed over the centuries, and not necessarily any flashy techniques. These are the kinds of things that can really help you gain an edge in those kinds of situations. Anyways, hope that was interesting. Hope you're all doing well, and everybody stay safe out there.